Hi, Jason Spangler with the SanteeSwapper. I've got a triple unboxing. Actually, the time that I've been gone during the summer, I've had some packages show up and I'm a little backed up. So instead of taking these on one by one, I've decided that since they're all bought and paid for, they're collections that I've already paid for and they've been sitting here in my office for a few weeks, I need to just go ahead and tear into them. So this will be a little quick and dirty, but it should be fun. Alright, so a nice little group of stuff here. You can see that it's packaged up, and there right on top is a really great old sash. So check this guy out. That is a beautiful sash. Definitely would have belonged to an Eagle Scout. And by looking at the patches, let me just take a closer look here and see if I spot any that are from that World War II time period. I don't see any from the World War II time period, but these, I have to take a little closer look and do some homework, but these definitely look like they could be pre-World War II, so this could be early 40s. It's a little hard to tell on some of these because you have to look at the color and then also the design. So I'll have to do some homework on that, but that is a beautiful, beautiful sash. I'm not sure about this patch at the bottom. That looks to me almost like a military patch, so I have to do my homework on that guy as well. Now, it'll be interesting to see, looking at this other stuff, if everything else is as old as that sash, because that sash is definitely pretty old. Here's kind of a wadded up neckerchief from Horseshoe Reservation, Chester County, so I believe that would be up in the Northeast. Yep, and here's an Area 3 neckerchief. So the interesting thing here, again, we look at the time period, so this is dated 1969. That is definitely not a 1960 sash. So this does sometimes happen for me where I get collections in where it's a little bit of multi-generation, because it's very common, obviously, for people to pass down their scouting stuff from, you know, dad to son or from an uncle, something like that. And so this one, yeah, this is what I thought this was. This unusual shade of orange is indeed a 1971 World Jamboree neckerchief. And this one has a spot for you to write the person's name, so I believe this would have been the one that the Scouts wore at that Jamboree. So let's just move some other stuff over and kind of see. Here's a nice little note. The original owner, Doug, lived in Valley Forge until 1970, and then he moved to Erie, where he became an Eagle Scout. And so, again, that sash is not 1960, so I'm gonna have to do some homework on that one. But anyways, that's all good. I think what I remember about this collection is that someone had passed away and someone else had kind of inherited this stuff, and so they didn't have a lot of direct knowledge of what was there and all that. And so I'm kind of getting the pieces of it, but also the pieces of the story as well. So if you look here, like here's some OA flaps, here's a good old Trader Bill, and here's another Trader Bill. These were patches that were kind of sold by a patch company, I believe is the story that I've been told. Some more Ordera patches. And then there's some cool stuff here, like a hand-carved wooden neckerchief slide with a big fish on it. A couple of other patches in here, some OA patches. Nothing too exciting. Camp Hazelwood, I'll have to look that one up and see where that's from. Camp Squanto, no, Sequoia, sorry, that's Sequoia. So altogether, this is a nice little collection, but you know what? I've got 2 more boxes to open, so I gotta slide it over and keep going. I can't get too stalled there. Here, keep that piece of paper right there. So this next one is from Dayton, Ohio, and I don't know too much. Again, these came in over the summer, and what I did was I just basically had everything kind of piled up in the corner, waiting for me to get back from my adventures serving as a summer camp director. And so this is one of those that, oh man, this one's busting at the seams. There's a lot going on here. I don't know if I've got enough room on this table to let it all dump out, but why not? Let's just go for it. I can clean it up later. Sometimes people will send me stuff and it's all in perfect little Ziploc bags, it's all organized. And then sometimes it just kind of vomits out on the desk, and so this is one of those collections. So let's see what's going on here. See a 1977 Jamboree neckerchief, a 64, that's a 57. A couple of Philmont neckerchiefs. This is what I tell people. So you've seen now 2 boxes unopened. you're going to see some of the exact same items in both boxes. And there's that Philmont neckerchief that everybody had. A lot of guys went to Philmont, so you're going to see a lot of that stuff. Then here's a nice little red jacket patch. Love getting these. These are great little pieces. It has the person's kind of history on the back, all their stuff. And so it definitely tells the story. It's a beautiful jacket there. Got an old handbook here from the 60s. And then lots of event patches, camporees. Here's some from 1956, Annual Camporee Miami Valley Council. So Miami Valley is in Ohio. That's probably where this is coming. The mailing address, I believe I said, was Dayton. So here's more event patches. And what I'll do with these event patches is kind of sort them out, try to figure out where they're from. Some of them are going to be super generic, but then some like this one, a Scoutorama Explorer Expo from 1978. That's got some information on it that I could use to find somebody else who'd like to have that. Some more generic patches here. Neckerchief slide. There's a little plastic torchy slide with a wolf's head on it. And then what you sometimes see too is like different generations. So even though this is all 1960s, then here's some 1985 Diamond Jubilee patches that they made billions of. All right, this is kind of fun. So we got two different collections, right? But what does this collection have? This collection has the contingent patch to this Jamboree. So this is the 13th World Jamboree, and this is the 13th World Jamboree. That's the USA contingent patch. So two different collections. This person had the actual neckerchief, and this collection had the contingent patch for the BSA. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. That's how all of these collections are all so similar when I go through them. It's just kind of ironic how that all works out. And then here's a bag just full of event patches, knots, and things like that. So what happens to collections like this, especially this bag, is back in the back part of my warehouse, I have little containers where all of these skill awards will go into, where all of these Neil slides will go into, and everything kind of finds a home. And then I'll start the process of trying to recycle it and reorganize stuff, get stuff listed. All right, dare I try another box? I will. Okay, this is the third box, and again, similar to the others, this one is bought and paid for. I already know that. This one's coming from Minnesota, so a lot of stuff kind of from north of me these days, I guess. But there were a lot of scouts back in those days from the Northeast, so that makes sense as well. Hopefully I'm not going to cut into anything too important here with my Gerber knife. I don't think so. Let's see, this one might be a little packaged a little differently. If we look at that, there might be like a box inside of a box. Yeah, there we go. So, got some tape on this guy. So I'll have to cut this open as well. Let's try doing that. And then maybe on this side. Or maybe, can't quite decide what to do on this box. Let's come down the side here. It's well taped, so it doesn't quite matter where the seams are. Alright, let's see if I can pop it open. Here we go. Whew. Alright. More stuff. So, 1969 Jamboree. Wow, what a surprise. I can't believe I found another Jamboree neckerchief in a scout collection. And there's another 1969. So here we go, a little different area. This is from Texas, actually. 4D. So Area 4D. This is Northeast Ohio. That's kind of interesting because the other collection we just opened was from Ohio. So some neckerchiefs there. Then here's a nice cool shirt from the 69 Jamboree. It's a little soiled, but still really cool to find one from that time period. These are some souvenir slides that were sold at the Jamboree. This is the original 12 regions, and then this was a set of slides that were from the different Jamborees. So if we kind of keep going here, get the rest of the items out. Here's some Order of the Arrow sashes in the back. I have an entire tub. When I say tub, I mean big tub full of Order of the Arrow sashes because I end up getting a lot of sashes in these collections. Then here's a nice merit badge sash, and you can tell this one is definitely 1960s going into the late 60s. This style of merit badges with the embroidered mirrored edge border on it, that's 1960s, and then it's getting into that time period down here where you had the fully embroidered. So I think that crosses over, I think around 68 or something like that. I don't have all these things memorized. Again, Northeast Ohio, so maybe that's where this person was there. Philmont Scout Ranch. So I'm not sure if every one of these 3 boxes had something from Philmont in there, but again, that's a mountaintop piece for mini scouts during their time in scouting. Here's a bag full of event patches, a handful of Order the Arrow patches here. These look to be mostly from, well, that's from New York there, so let's just see. I see one from Delmont, which is a Valley Forge. There's one from down in Florida, in Miami, so somebody must have done some trading to get these. There's that Western Reserve, and then Buckeye Council, and then this one we always see. There's Delmont, and then this one here again from the Northeast Council. And then what have we got here? Oh, here's your 69 Jamboree patch that goes with the shirt, that goes with the neckerchiefs, and some different camp patches and activity patches here. And then everybody has a nice Order of the Arrow jacket patch. Sometimes they're worn, sometimes they're not. So anyways, now that all of these are bought and paid for, I can kind of merge them together and kind of get them organized. So that's what I'll do next as soon as I turn the camera off. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper. Make sure to check out my website, scoutpatchcollectors.com, where you can find more unboxing videos, my podcast, and all the other things that I'm doing on the internet. Thanks a lot.